In today's video, I want to go through a massive Cold War Zombies DLC leak. This leak supposedly gave us information on 6 Zombies DLC maps, including the 3 Zombie Chronicles 2 maps, Tranzit, Buried, and Die Rise, Richtofen, and Samantha Max's Operators, a bunch of stuff on Zombies, specific Battle Pass content, different maps that will be tied to future battle passes, a lot of very interesting information to go through here. And throughout this video, as we're going through the information, the leaked information, we'll go through the validity of each stuff, because some stuff, some DLC content that we're going to be talking about in this video is a lot more likely to actually happen than other content. There's some stuff here in this leak, in this supposed leak, that really just doesn't make sense, and I'll go through specifically what I think is more likely and what I think is just not going to happen throughout this video. I want to give a huge thank you to you guys yet again. We're at about 800 likes on yesterday's video, so seriously appreciate the support. If we can get to 800 likes again on this video, I would appreciate that so much, guys. And if you can, subscribe to the channel if you're new for more Black Ops Cold War content. We're grinding our way towards 65,000 subs, so seriously thank you guys for that. Let's start off at the beginning of the leak. I know this place doesn't really like Call of Duty much, but I have lots of information about coming DLCs for the Zombies mode, and I don't want to dump it on Reddit, so here it goes. This is on 4chan, which is already kind of suspicious, but he does give a lot of interesting information here. Starts off by saying 6 maps coming, 1 map each season, 3 free maps, 3 maps tied to the battle pass. Now, 6 maps in the Cold War Zombie season. That seems more likely now than it has ever before, because of the fact that Treyarch is releasing Firebase Z early in season 1, and they're seemingly teasing a new Zombies map also in season 2, which means that we're gonna get a new Zombies map every season. I think that's super likely to see at least 6 new Zombies DLC maps. Now, where we get a bit interesting here is that he's saying only 3 out of the 6 zombie maps are free, and 3 maps are tied to the battle pass, which again doesn't make much sense, but we'll touch upon that later on in this video. Let's start off first with a bunch of the different maps here that he touches upon. The first one here, Firebase Z Season 1. Obviously, he says Vietnam map called Firebase Z, and it's already announced to be coming on the 4th of February, so nothing to say here. The map is split into 2 portions, a medium-sized outpost with tiny rooms and corridors, but also lots of space and big areas, and an abandoned village in the middle of the jungle that has a muddy water with swimming zombies. Now, we kind of already know that Firebase Z will have 2 major portions to the map. They already teased it in a bunch of the teaser images that Treyarch has revealed to us. There's a teleporter that brings us to the village portion of the map, and we're gonna have all different areas. The abandoned village, definitely very possible there. The muddy water with swimming zombies, you know, we don't have information on that, but I definitely could see something like that being in this map. It's pretty generic though. Medium size outpost 25. A teaser image we also saw pretty much showing the top down view of the outpost. Everything that this leak is saying about Firebase Z seems pretty legit. It seems fairly probable here. In yesterday's video, a video on my channel, I'll leave a link to it down below. We actually go through a bunch of really cool early gameplay leaks for Firebase Z. I discuss a bunch of different parts of the map that was leaked out, the ether reactors that were leaked for Firebase Z, different early Easter egg steps. So again, that video will be linked down below. Super good video there if you want to see more Firebase Z leaks. Now, the second map here that this leak goes through is DLC 2, Season 2's Cold War Zombies map. He says the second map is called Mauer Der Toten and is set in East Berlin during the 80s. And I'd assume all of these zombie maps in Cold War will be set during the 80s, but you know, this one is set during the 80s. Huge outside streets paired with tiny spaces on the inside of various buildings, features chunks of both Mauer Der Toten and Verrückt from old Call of Duty Zombies games. And that's all we have for this map. Now, what makes sense for this map? Now, the name specifically is kind of weird, and if you go to Google Translate, it pretty much just translates to Wall of the Dead, the German to English translation, which seems kind of weird. Maybe it is referring to the Berlin Wall, which was up during that time. I don't think the Zombies map will be about the Berlin Wall, but maybe, you know, that's the relation there. The Kino and Verrückt influences on this map also very possible. We already know that a portion of Kino will be found on this new Berlin Zombies map. map we talked about a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago. The Game Revolution also talked about a while ago. He made a video about a certain pinpoint, a red dot on the computer in the Cold War Zombies menu that pinpoints to a certain building in Berlin, Germany in real life, and you can see that same exact building in Mauer Der Toten in, you know, the normal zombies map in Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 1 Zombies. So we already know a portion of Kino will be found on this Berlin map. Verrückt also takes place in Berlin, the same area, kind of close to Kino, so we don't have as much in-game evidence, some hard evidence for Verrückt being an influence on this new Berlin Zombies map as we do for Kino being an influence on this map. But I could definitely see a small portion of Kino being added to this map, the same style of Die Maschine, where a small portion is a remake and a majority of the map is a new map, new rooms, new setting, etc. Other than that, huge outside streets paired with tiny spaces, kind of generic. I mean, even if this leak isn't completely accurate and this is kind of just made up, I mean, this is definitely very possible. There's nothing too out of the ordinary here. I could definitely see this stuff happening for DLC 2, the Berlin Zombies map. Now, the third map here, Cold War Zombies Season 3 DLC 3. He says the third map is called Spusk Stali and is set in a glacier on the base of a huge snowy mountain. The map goes all the way from a Russian facility at the top of a mountain to the frozen caverns that run inside of it, full of weird ruins and ancient artifacts. Completely vertical map. The gimmick is set around portals connecting the different caverns and tunnels where the player would leap from the top and land into a portal to come out the other portal in an entirely different part of the map, still in early development. Now, as you can see, there's clearly a lot more going on with this map. The Berlin Zombies map, he just says, you know, huge outside streets, tiny spaces inside the buildings, but this map is using verticality in a different way from Die Rise, the last major vertical zombies, you know, Treyarch Zombies map, and there's a whole different portal feature here in this, and let's just go through one by one here. The name, Spusk Stali, if you go on Google Translate from Russian to English, you get Descent of Steel, which again, kind of could be a cool map name. I don't really like Spusk Stali. I can't even say it. Spusk Stali? I can't say it. I don't like that as a map name. Let me know down below. Do you like that as a Russian map name? I think Garad Krovi was a lot cooler of a Russian name to have as a zombies map. This one, I think it's just too hard to pronounce. It's too crazy, but let me know down below. The rest of the information here is kind of interesting, and I think a lot of people probably wouldn't like the idea of another vertical style map, but he says here that these portals will bring you to all parts of the map, and it seems like this map will really take place in all different locations, all different altitudes, from the bottom of the mountains to the top of the mountains where the facility is located. Now, that sounds like a cool concept for a Treyarch Zombies map. It seems like a bit too much, though. All different portals that bring you to different random parts of the map, the vertical element of this map. It doesn't seem like a map that a lot of people would really enjoy. Now, we do have in-game evidence that we will be seeing a snowy mountain type of map. This is the Ural mountain map that we have been talking about. It's on Weaver's computer screen at the beginning of the Cold War Zombies reveal trailer that we got back in September 2020. So this location here will in fact, and Treyarch has teased this, like I said, will in fact be a map. Now, will Treyarch actually have all of this crazy portal stuff here? I'm not so sure. I don't think they're going to do any of that. If this Ural Mountain zombie map does have some type of vertical element, maybe they'll have one or two transportation portals that bring you from the bottom to the top, but I don't think the whole map's going to be based around all different portals, and I don't know. It seems like a cool idea, but I just don't think they're going to do that. Definitely leave your comments, your ideas down below. What do you want for the Ural Mountains zombie map? Because again, this map is going to be a thing. It's definitely going to be released at some point, but do you want this portal feature? Do you want the map to be a different design? Do you want it to be more about, you know, inside the mountain, on top of the snowy mountain? You're probably seeing some campaign gameplay in the background. This map location, this Ural Mountains location, is just so cool. Definitely an insane setting for a zombies map, so I want them to take advantage of the scenery and really make this map super cool. So let me know down below, what would you want them to add on this, you know, Ural Mountains Russian zombies map? Now, the second part of this leak here definitely really interesting. He says this: now those 3 maps will be free, but there are 3 more coming every other season. Starting season 2, I don't know if they'll do it from every season from now on, the battle pass features some zombie content tiers, namely skins for operators such as Samantha Maxis and Eddie Redpole, unlockable exclusively on the Zombies game mode. Let's talk about that for just a second. Now, this is definitely something that I can see them doing very soon. The battle passes so far, or at least just the season 1 battle pass that we've seen, didn't really give us much of anything in terms of zombies content, and I think for future battle passes, especially if they realize that zombies in Cold War is actually pretty popular, they're gonna give us more zombies specific items, maybe a different operator or 2 from the past. Black Ops 4 had a bunch of really cool operator packs. The Ted bus driver from Transit was a pack. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff there. Misty, so I definitely can see them adding this stuff, zombies specific content, in either future battle passes for season 2, 3, and so on, or even just in the store as a huge zombies only bundle pack. Like, they could do a store bundle where it's just Victus character themed, where it gives you Misty and Russman and little calling cards, charms, and emblems that are, you know, related to Black Ops 2 zombies or Transit. Like, they could definitely do that. So I don't think that's a crazy outlandish idea, and I think it's almost expected that they're going to be doing some more stuff, some more zombie specific content for the battle pass. And leave your comments down below. What type of zombies content would you want to see? What operators from past zombie maps, different games, what characters would you want to return in this battle pass or the store? What different items do you want them to add to the game? But let's go through here a bunch of the other stuff. Now, this guy is saying in the leak that most importantly, the battle pass features a new map for this mode, remade from the ground up from the original Black Ops 2 version called Green Run, where players ride a bus and move around a huge area escaping zombies. 2 more maps are remade from Black Ops 2 and presumably will come in the future battle passes. Die Rise, another vertical map set in a skyscraper, and Buried, set in an abandoned western town. Now, in my opinion, and I think a lot of you guys will agree with me as well, this part of the leak here is where things take a turn for the worst and makes this leak a lot less credible, because I do think, however, these 3 Zombie Chronicle 2 maps, the maps that we haven't seen either remade or remastered thus far, Transit, Buried, Die Rise, I do think those maps are going to be brought to the game at some point. I do think it's pretty likely to see these maps remade into Cold War Zombies towards the end of the Cold War Zombies DLC season, maybe in a second DLC season year in 2022 potentially. I do think we're gonna get these at some point. They were already remade back in Black Ops 4. Treyarch was planning on releasing these 3 zombie maps remade. There are several leaks with playable early alpha versions of Die Rise and Buried remade. Treyarch has the assets for this stuff. All they need to do is port these maps over to, you know, the next gen hardware, whatever they're working with, port them over to the Cold War engine, and they're good. So we're definitely going to see these maps released into the game at some point. Now, the battle pass specific maps, that doesn't make any sense. There is no way that the first couple of zombie DLC maps for Cold War Zombies will be free, and they're just gonna start tying the new zombie maps to battle passes. There is no way they're going to do that. They have already confirmed that all of the DLC content for Cold War Zombies and Modern Warfare, they started this trend. Activision said all of the DLC will from now on be free. There is no way that they're going to go back on their word and start tying this stuff towards battle passes that you technically have to pay for. I know there is the argument that if you complete the entire battle pass, you'll get enough COD points to buy the next battle pass, but you already know this would be a terrible marketing and PR move for Treyarch and Activision to start tying these maps to the battle passes, because it really is going back on their word and reversing one of the major reasons as to why they made DLC free in the first place. DLC being free for Call of Duty means that everyone gets to play the new content, but it also means that the active Call of Duty player base throughout the year for the new and current Call of Duty will stay pretty consistent and pretty high. In the past, when you had to buy the map packs, less and less players would be playing the game, less and less players would be buying the map packs, and that's not good for Activision. Activision wants a high player count, high active players, so they can play the game and potentially buy microtransactions, buy the Battle Pass, buy in-store content. Making the DLC free really does give Activision even more money, and I think they realize this, and there's no way they're going to go back on that, you know, cause a huge, terrible PR move, especially if Tranzit is remade, but it's only tied to the Battle Pass. It just wouldn't be a good look for them, and I definitely don't think they would ever do it. Now, if I'm being honest, would I spend money on a Tranzit, Die Rise, and Buried remake? Would I spend $30 on a Zombies Chronicle 2? Yes, I would spend a lot of money to play Tranzit, Buried, and Die Rise in Cold War Zombies, to play these remade Zombies maps, and that's for a couple of reasons. For one, I've been playing Zombies for almost 10 years. I love Zombies. Black Ops 2, probably one of my favorite Zombies experiences of all time. I have so much nostalgia with that game. I'm also doing YouTube, making YouTube videos, so it would be the best thing ever to buy this and make videos and stream on these maps. I think for me and a lot of true hardcore zombie fans, you guys would without question spend extra money to get these remade zombie maps. But I'm just speaking for the majority of the Call of Duty fan base. For casual players, I want these maps, I want this game to be popular, I want it to be received well, and you guys just know it's not going to be received well, and not everyone is going to be able to get the battle passes and buy these maps separately, and I just hope this is not a real thing here. Now, again, conclusion of this video is that most likely this is literally just some random 4chan leak for Cold War Zombies, and someone just typed up a bunch of different random stuff here for, you know, future DLC content. Now, with most leaks, you can't really confirm or even deny this stuff, but as we go through this stuff here, as I went through all of this information, you guys kind of realize, and I realized too, that, wait a second, a lot of this stuff, a lot of this future DLC Zombies content actually seems fairly probable. There isn't anything too out of the question. The only two big things here that I would say really doesn't make sense is the whole portal system in the new Russian, you know, Snowy Mountain, Ural Mountains zombie map, and the maps, the remade maps being tied to the Battle Pass. Those two things there, I just don't think that's going to happen, but everything else seems kind of probable. It's not like a crazy leak here with a bunch of fake stuff. I mean, we could definitely see a bunch of this stuff in the game, so let me know down below, what do you guys think about this information here? Again, if you guys have your own theories, your ideas as to the future of the Cold War Zombies DLC seasons, what are the map names going to be? What are the maps going to be like? Different Battle Pass content. Do you like the idea, or do you not like the idea of maps being tied to the future Battle Passes? Let me know down below. I want to thank you guys again for watching these videos recently. The support has been unreal. Again, as always, shout out to the YouTube channel members for supporting me. I really do appreciate you guys, honestly. You guys are a big help. And seriously, thank you guys. I will see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace out, guys.